So when I cleaned out these polystyrene boxes the other day, I left a few waterlouse in, as you can see. There they are, crawling around the edge. So I'm going to rinse the tub out again, and there's a couple of leeches. You see that big one? Oh, there's two. There we go. There's two big leeches as well. As I said before, not all leeches suck blood, some of them suck algae or greenery. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to pour them into the carnivorous white cloud minnow pond, which is right next to it. Just fed them, come up a bit late, but fed everything, goldfish in the white cloud minnow pond. But I'm just going to pour these. If I can just, I know it seems a bit mean, but I'm going to pour them in because I've got to try and dislodge them, and I haven't done a very good job because they're all in the corner still. So let's try again. There we go. That time they came out, emptied the box. So the waterlouse and the leeches are out of that box and they're into this pond. Now the white cloud minnow will eat some possibly, because that's what they do, they eat invertebrates in the pond. But some of them will actually survive and swim about like eels, like I showed you before with the leeches, and the waterlouse will wander about and eat detritus off the bottom of the pond and algae. And it's what they do. They break down different things in the water to feed on, and the like woodlice do in my worm bin and such like, the waterlouse do in the carnivorous white cloud minnow fish pond with the carnivorous plants in, beans, fly traps, pitcher plants and sundews. Cheers. I moved my tubs around and this one's full already. It rained all night last night and the whole tub filled up. It's 222 litres, totally full. I'm going to have to do something about the gutter and try and run that into this one here, which is half empty. Well, it's only got a little bit in the bottom, but I'll try and sort something out. I've actually come outside to go fishing for mosquito larvae for the white cloud minnow. Bring you along. So fishing for mosquito larvae, you just go along the surface of the pond, all the way around. Try not to pick up too much rubbish because I don't want to put the rubbish into my indoor ponds. I'll just show you. You can see there's red wiggler worms, they're not. There's red worm and there's mosquito larvae. And these are fish food for my, there's black worm as well. These are fish food for my white cloud minnow. Right, so these are the mosquito larvae. You can't really see them because they're covered in muck and stuff. And I'm going to put them in the pond. You can see one on the edge there. The little worms and all sorts, but it's live food and it's just going straight into my white cloud minnow pond, like that. The detritus that I put in there as well, there's some worms left. The detritus that I put in, the waterlouse that I just put in before, they will eat them. And there we go, that's all you do, just dump them in. On the other side of the net there's a little jumping spider. One of my favourites again. There it is. I think it's a zebra jumping spider. Okay, a real tiny zebra jumping spider is on the other side of the fishing net. And all those live foods, which is mosquito larvae and little worms, are in the white cloud minnow pond. And the white cloud minnow will come and eat them when I'm not looking. They're just a bit shy, photo shy. So I'm standing further away and the little white cloud minnow, there's a whole load of them there, you can see, and they're just finding their way and finding these little beasties that I put in, and they're going to go and take them out, munch them up. Just wanted to show you. They're just sort of starting to swim into the shallows, and it was in the shallows that I put the mosquito larvae and the worms. Just such show you because it's interesting to see them. At least they get some live food as well. They eat a lot of insects that are flying around, little midges and things like that, that hover across the surface of the water. And occasionally you'll see them jump for them, and they jump out and gobble them up, which is brilliant. Mosquitoes, small flies, lots of little insects, all sorts of things. There's one or two going right up into the shallow water now. I'll just show you. You can just see the different shapes of the darker ones, the light ones. The majority of them are the small, the baby white cloud minnow, the older ones. Like I say, there are two large ones, but you don't really see them very often. But the little tiny ones, they're not even that tiny anymore. They're out and about and they're feeding on the live food that I've just put in. And like I say, you can't see the darker ones, but there are about 60 of the darker ones. They're just shadows in the pond. I'll show you when I can. And if you look on my older videos, you'll see lots of them. So that's my white cloud minnow pond. I'm whispering because I don't want them all to shoot off. You can see some of the darker ones. That's the big golden one of the two. You can see the size difference between the little ones and the big ones. They're feeding on the pellet food that I give to the goldfish. They're also feeding on the mosquito and worms that I put in the pond. I just wanted to show you this. Okay, you see there's a dark one there, it's just a shadow really. There's absolutely loads of them. Like I say, there's 60 of the dark ones, and there's 10 of the light ones. 2 big ones, 8 little ones. And the live food that I've put in, they're actually gobbling up now. You just kind of got to walk away from them because they're kind of shy, camera shy, I guess. Anyway, white cloud minnow feeding on live food in the white cloud minnow carnivorous plant pond. There's the Venus flytraps there. And there's the fish. Cool. I caught the newt just now. I also caught these, and these are my white cloud minnow. White cloud minnow are an Asian minnow, and they live in streams in mountainous regions in Asia. That's why they're Asian white cloud minnow, and they don't live in England, so I don't put them into the ponds outside, but they live in the system, in the aquaponics system, and they're beautiful. I'm zooming in